So right now we have news coming out that Bruno Surace versus Jaime Munguia will happen on May 3rd. Looks like the date will be set the same day as Canelo Alvarez, same card in Saudi Arabia against William Scull, May 3rd. It's going to be a huge fight card. I guess that Jaime Munguia, that connection with him and Canelo actually played dividends because now the rematch is going to happen on the same fight card as Canelo Alvarez. There was reports recently about the fight being on April 12th, but wasn't finalized. And then it went from that to people saying Surace was going to be an option for Canelo. And now they're joining William Scull and Canelo on the fight card May 3rd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This is actually a big deal because didn't really expect Jaime Munguia to be fighting on a Riyadh card or fighting on the Canelo Alvarez card. So this is like a huge surprise to me. Very good matchup, I think. I think it's a very good matchup. And as far as the card, the way they're putting it together, because that's another fight that interests us. Now it's a big fight we can actually kind of tune into, knowing that we got, okay, that fight. We got Canelo Alvarez coming up with Scull. So fight card looks like it's going to be loaded. They're going to start stacking it up very soon. And that's good news. We're 3 months out, and we already know who's fighting. You know what I'm saying? You never see that happening in the past where 3 months out, you know everything about what's going on. I like the way Turki Al-Sheikh is putting this together. This was not a fight that a lot of people were expecting to be on Riyadh season, but maybe his connection with Canelo and everything he's been doing, working with him. We've seen them training together yesterday. And maybe that situation helped them as far as being comfortable enough to, you know, take everything with a grain of salt, you know, put the loss to the side, the last 2 losses, and, you know, move on and try to right your wrongs and redirect your career. And this will be a good look for Jaime Munguia because, you know, maybe he can be looked at as a pupil to Canelo Alvarez because right now he's not considered any competition after the loss and recent things. But I think this is a big fight for Surace and Jaime Munguia. They're going to get the finances they need, the location. It's going to be on a good platform. The world will be able to see it. It's going to be on the Canelo Alvarez card. Bruno was a guy who wants to fight a guy like Canelo Alvarez in the future. So this will be the best way to kind of, you know, lean towards that way. I know it won't be this year, but it could be next year. So this is something that I'm actually liking. I like this. I wanted to see the fight earlier in April, but I can wait 3 weeks. I think this is a very good matchup. I like that they put this card together. Canelo Alvarez is putting things together. He might have other fighters that's in his camp that might be on the same card. You never know. He has a lot of prospects. I know. I don't know if they're still dealing with Frank Sanchez right now because he was injured recently, so he might be out for a while. But this is definitely something that I like to see. Turki Al-Sheikh is not messing around right now. He's making a lot of moves. They already have the date set. The deal is done. And Jaime Munguia is looking to get this revenge back in this fight. This is something that he definitely doesn't want to leave hanging over his head. This is a guy who's, Surace is a guy who's 26-0, 2 draws, 5 knockouts. Considered a 160 that he said out of his own mouth. Jaime Munguia 44-2, 35 knockouts. Knocked out in his hometown. The only thing I say about it is I wish he would have been able to get a chance to fight in Mexico again in front of his fans, the ones who came out and supported. That's the only thing I kind of like. I wish he would have been able to go out there and fight in front of the fans who witnessed the knockout and be able to, you know, get some revenge in front of those people. But this is a good fight though. It's a very good fight. Yeah, that's the only part about it. I'm like, man, Mexico doesn't have a lot of big fights out there like this. So that definitely would have been a good fight to put on out there. But I mean, it is what it is. They're going to Saudi Arabia, huge matchup, and this is something that he's trying to do. Biggest upset of last year, and it was a huge upset. I know Joshua and Dubois, that's a 50-50 fight. This right here, this is a 50-50 fight you can consider as well. You know, most of these guys are competitors, they're pros, they're not coming in there just to get a check majority of the time. But this situation was a lot different, and it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths and needs to get fixed. So he's trying to get this fight immediately. That's why they made the rematch so fast, and everything's done. It's a done deal.